Hey folks, Sylvia's here. So this is a behind the scenes of the process that goes along with making videos that I thought would be an interesting thing to do. So the first step before I get into anything else for making one of my videos, the first thing I always do is I turn off the air conditioner. The air conditioner makes a boatload of noise. It gets picked up on my microphone, so air conditioning can't run while I'm recording. Nor can any fans. That includes like window fans or interior fans. I actually have like an air purifier in my room, and that has to go off also. I even really can't leave my windows open because if it's too windy outside, that gets picked up on my microphone too. So I complain about that in a lot of my videos, actually. I comment on that about how my room has to be hot while I'm recording, and that's the case. So now, right now you see the Tibia background, but you're also seeing my start menu down here, and you're also seeing actually the top of the Tibia thing, and yeah, now you're seeing part of my web browser also. But yeah, you're seeing all of my stuff. Right now what I'm doing is I'm recording the entirety of my screen. Normally, when I'm making one of these videos, I would just be recording the interior of whatever game I'm playing. So you would not normally see Tibia, minimize, maximize, X, and you obviously wouldn't see my start menu. That's true for other games I do too. Now I'm actually going to click this to go back to my desktop. You'll see my desktop. That's my background. I change it every now and then, but that's what it is for now. We've got my various icons over here. This is all relatively self-explanatory stuff here. Most of this stuff is like game-oriented for the most part. The important things to point out here, though, we have XSplit Broadcaster and XSplit Gamecaster. These two programs are by the same company, whose name I honestly don't remember. I would assume it's XSplit, but I don't know. These two programs are like a package deal. When you get a license for this company, you get both of them. Gamecaster is obviously designed more with games in mind. Broadcaster is a little bit more designed for other purposes. Probably kind of a more of a like teleconferencing kind of deal because it gives you a lot more functionality and also allows you just to record the entire desktop. Gamecaster doesn't let you do that. Gamecaster kind of functions like the Steam overlay in game. So when it pops up, I would actually show you, but I don't have the Gamecaster running real quick. I guess I can show you here. So when Gamecaster's running, yeah, that'll pop up. So Gamecaster should be running. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, Gamecaster's opening. Now, I use Broadcaster for my Tibia videos, and I also use Broadcaster for my Exile videos. Because both of those games have my little overlays on the side. Actually, we'll get to this in a second. I use Gamecaster for pretty much everything else. Oh yeah, the one other thing I use Broadcaster for is the Flash games that I did videos of. On the ones that were actual Flash games that I played on Congregate. Otherwise, though, I use Gamecaster for everything else because Gamecaster does, in fact, run just a little bit smoother and requires less work. For a while, my DDO videos, of which I haven't made any in a while, contained my overlay, and they were made with Broadcaster. Eventually, I stopped doing that, and the DDO videos were made with Gamecaster. Now, Gamecaster's running, so when I open up Tibia, you'll get this little thing here. So if I go, I think it's Shift tab, or is it Alt tab? Yeah, there you go. This is what the Gamecaster overlay looks like. So I could stream, I could record, I could control my microphone and my internal sounds. I could turn on a web camera if I had one, and I can also draw. Woo! But yeah, so that is Gamecaster. I also use that in my Tibia videos. The ones when I do like updates or announcements and milestone type things. But otherwise I use XSplit Broadcaster. Now, I'm going to open up XSplit Broadcaster, and that's what we've got here for Broadcaster. What this is right now is it's recording my desktop. And it's also showing me what it's recording, which is my desktop. So we've got this infinite loop here, which is kind of weird. But this is how the program works. Now, down here we have various scenes. You can transition to them. If I transition to scene 2 because there's nothing on scene 2, you guys will stop seeing an image, so I'm not going to do that. I've very rarely used the scene transition. I used to use it in my DDO videos where I would start my DDO videos with my overlay, and then I would transition to a full screen. But I stopped doing that because that was a pain. And I think I also used the scene transitions when I was making my like level up screenshot video for Tibia. But that's it. So you would go load. No, I don't want to save. And then we've got a list here of my presentations, as they're called. So I have DAO, DDO, Exile, FDR, Flash 1, Flash Short, FTL. That was for a while. I had a Rook character, but I don't know if I did anything with him. Galactic Civilization, Leaf, Minecraft, Rudis the Quagmire, Sylvius, and Talea. Do I not have one for... Oh, yeah, FDR. So I would just normally click on one of these and would load the one up. Now, because that would interfere with what I'm currently recording, I can't do that, but I can show you what like two of them would look like. So this is a screenshot I took of what the Sylvius one looks like. So you can see here, you'd have my little... Normally Tibia would be running here in this black space. And then my little buttons I've made over here. Now, these are actual not buttons in the sense that they do anything. They are just images that I made on a website, which I'll actually show you. They are made right here. So I would type in what we currently have is Tibia the Traveling Trader Quest, aka Retreat Final, but I would type in... Actually, I have to refresh the page before I do anything. But we would go like Tibia lol. And then I would save that as an image. Let me pull this back up. I would save that as an image, and I like pull them up. So you can see like users, Sylvius, pictures, new folder, 1, and so on. So we have 6 of these images plus a screenshot from my last video. So it's my channel, Tibia playlist, previous video, the name of the previous video plus the image, the information for the character that I'm playing, and subscribe. So you'll note that sometimes this information isn't actually up to date. That's because it's a hassle to deal with it, and I a lot of times just let it go. To make these actually buttons, if you're on my video now, this video obviously won't have them, but if you go to one of my previous videos, you'll be able to click on the word the subscribe button, and that would like actually subscribe you to my channel. Likewise, clicking on the Tibia playlist video would take you to my Tibia playlist. Previous video, either clicking on the word previous video, the text here, or the image would take you to the previous video, and so on. Those are all done through annotations on YouTube, which I'll probably show in part 2 of this series. But those are just YouTube annotations, and if I don't put the YouTube annotations up, nothing happens. You just get with what you got here. So these images are actually here now. Because this is a screenshot, I obviously can't move them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to real quick show you what... This is the Exile one. So minor change here on this one, it's on the other side. You'll also note that this one has this like gap down here. This one ends up requiring a little bit of extra space, so I put the fun fact. Ooh. And since I don't have character information, I have Exile 3 Ruined World developed by Jeff Vogel, Spiderweb Software, and stuff like that. Now going back here, that was like the stuff that's in the file. Now in add source, this is screen capture, so I could screen capture from just in a game, or I could screen capture from the desktop. When I'm screen capturing just from Tibia, if I Alt-Tab out of Tibia, it will sometimes, I'm sure there's rules on how it works, but I'm not 100% certain myself. Sometimes it will continue recording what's happening in Tibia. Other times it will kind of just freeze whatever's happening in Tibia. So like if monsters were moving around me, it'll appear as if they're not moving. However, like, you know, obviously, as I said, when you Alt-Tab out of Tibia in that situation, you won't see what's on my desktop. But right now I'm just recording my desktop. Likewise, I could do the same thing with game capture, in which case it would tell me what game's running. And then I can also pull up media files, and that's how I would put my buttons in there. So, like, that's the DAO thing for when I used to do videos with DAO. And, you know, they're resized and all that stuff. If you don't like them, you can delete them. That was kind of funny watching that be deleted. Likewise, in here, I save my loot picks. This loot pick is actually from a video that I ended up not putting up because I forgot to turn my microphone on. Oops. Made the video, did a loot pick for it, forgot to turn the microphone on. Oops. And then, yeah, you can see down here, too, we've got my microphone volume versus my system volume. And the little red bar that pops up there is actually like the microphone responding to my voice. I could load up a webcam, but I don't have one involved. I could do text and various things like that. When I do broadcasting, I normally manually click it through this menu. I don't hit Alt-P because Alt-P causes a sound. I'm actually going to pause real quick to make that sound appear. Now, see, sometimes it doesn't make that sound, and I don't know why. I guess it would have to do with whether or not I have like focus in this client or not, but because it makes this weird chiming sound, I usually just manually click it here. The only other thing here really worth pointing out is the My Recordings, and this gives me a list of all the recordings and things like that. Don't want to delete that actually. Or no, I do want to delete that one. So yeah, we can delete them like that. When I make them, so you can actually see I've got a couple of things here. When I make a video through XSplit Broadcaster, this is what they show up as. I would imagine that that's the date, September 4th, 2016, and I guess that's the time. That does in fact look like the time I started this video. So I started this video at 3 in the morning, 28, I guess, with 25 seconds. When I start a video with Gamecaster, it looks like this, where it says Tibia, Sylvius, and then has the same information there. I then rename them. I use this series of numbers first, 00. The last one was the Rashid Final, so that was 87. Before Rashid Final was Dragon Hunt, which was 86. I use it that way because I always need to know what order my videos are in when I'm putting the links for my previous videos and stuff like that. So that just helps me keep track of them. And then I usually also kind of title them. So this one's titled like Leaf Episode 65. This is the final of the Rashid sequence and stuff like that. This is the video of me with the hunting with bots. Whenever there's a problem in my videos where like it needs to be split into parts, I usually give them a quick, like, so this is G1 and G2, and then those two were combined to make episode 3 of Project G, which was video 85. Pretty simple. That's why it's, and Leaf also had to be added like that together, actually. And that's why they're out of order, because the broadcaster puts these here in, like, the specific order. We got the date they're made, types of all of them are MP4s, lengths of the videos, and sizes of the videos. Now, because this is the video that's in the process of being made, it won't tell me how long it is, and it also won't tell me the size of it. I can tell the size up here, but I can't tell the length. This video is going to be a relatively smaller file size because there's not a lot of movement on the screen. So it's hard to judge length just based off of file size. So a lot of times in my videos I will end recordings because ending the recording is the only way for me to actually get a timestamp on it. So then in that sense I would load up the Sylvius one, so you'd see this here, and then I would pull up Tibia, and then I would start the recording, and then I would, I would make my recording. So I don't do any like post-editing really. I don't add audio in afterwards, so like everything I'm saying as I'm making these videos is kind of what's like popping up in my mind and stuff like that as I go. It tends to distract me, so a lot of times I'm kind of like, yeah. And it also makes my like actual play skills drop a little bit because I have to kind of juggle the speaking and also playing at the same time. If, like, I don't know, I just blank out in the middle of it and do something massively stupid, or, like, I don't know, somebody, like, runs into my room and starts talking to me, sometimes I can delete that, but if it causes a big enough, like, hole in the video, usually it just means I've scrapped the video. The exception to that is the Leaf videos where everything Leaf ever does gets recorded, so I try really hard not to have to scrap. Well, I've never scrapped a Leaf video. I don't know what would happen if I ever screwed up with like audio or something in a Leaf video. That would be pretty catastrophic, actually. I'm not sure what I would do in that situation. But otherwise, yeah, if there's any problem, it usually just means I remake the video. I'm not even sure if this program is capable of allowing me to put like audio in afterwards and things like that. Yeah, I'm really not sure if I'm capable of doing that. I can edit the videos by like cutting out sections and segments of them or combining two, but that's really all I ever do. So, I mean, like, yeah, that's basically the whole process. So I would load up the video, I would make the video. After the video's over, I would end the recording. The video would pop up here. If I did need to combine parts, or if, I don't know, like, I accidentally... I try not to curse in my videos, so if I like, stubbed my toe or something and cursed, I would open it up with Express Edit and just delete that little segment. But that deletes the, like, image along with the audio. So I can't just, like, erase my voice or, like, bleep it out or something like that. I don't know of a way of going back and, like, blurring out a thing or something. So, like, if in one of my videos somebody, like, you know, a friend of mine in real life, like, contacted me and, like, said my name in the video, there wouldn't be a way for me to, like, blur that out as far as I can tell. So I'd have to just edit out that section entirely. And then really at that point, the next step was just retitling the video in the, you know, as I kind of mentioned, and then putting it up on YouTube. And then I guess I'll make the process of how I put it up on YouTube a part 2 of this video. So, this point, that was just part 1 of like how the recording goes and an introduction to XSplit. And then on that note, people, like, favorite, comment, subscribe, check me out on Patreon, Twitter, Facebook. I will see you folks later.